the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Turn 3 Racing Network. As tonight we are here at Talladega as the OP Racing Premier Superspeedway Series presented by Weber Graphics rolls on to race number 2 of this 22 race season. Thank you very much for joining us here tonight. My name is K.R. Stolfus, and in the booth with me here tonight is Robert Payne. But Robert Payne saw the squirrel, and he is currently out chasing it, along with a few butterflies that he has found. So when he gets in here, we'll let him say hello. So until then, you guys are stuck with me. So thank you very much for joining me as we are getting ready to wrap up practice here on our Monday night premiere series. Robert Duvendak, the fastest car in practice. As everyone's kind of goofing off, having a good time, let them enjoy their time around this Talladega track. They are burning it down, sending their cars flying, trying to launch into the air. But practice done and over with, the timer ticking down and the flagman frantically waving his flag. That means it is time to move on to qualifying. So as we get ready for that one, drivers start to make their way out onto this super speedway. Talladega, 2.5 mile track. We have a moment. Let's go ahead and take a look at the weather. Beautiful temperatures here tonight. 65 degrees. Just a little bit cloudy. The track temp 81 degrees. So we should see some high speeds out of these drivers. One of the first ones to hit the super speedway, that is the 77 of David Booth, rolling his race car around this 2.66 mile track. As Booth in the 77 machine gets onto that high side. It is a 10-minute qualifying session. A couple other drivers out on the speedway as well. Rick Seabrands in the 4 machine. So as Rick rolls across the start finish line, he begins his first timed lap. Will Weber in the 9 machine making his way out onto the track. Ryobi joining that race car. New paint scheme, I believe. 40 volt.
Not a bad.
Oh, there's Robert Payne. How was that squirrel? Chasing that squirrel out there, the butterflies?
That squirrel was, he got away this time, but I found out which tree he lives in, and let's just say, I'll get him next time.
All right, well, we'll let it slide as we are got qualifying underway. Josh Milam in the 7 machine, the car we're looking at right now as he makes his way around the track. Logan Helton to the top of our leaderboard here for qualifying. Rick Seabrands moves into second. And Mr. Payne, how
Yes, sir.
intense is qualifying for these drivers?
Oh, it can be quite intense. Some of these guys, they really have it down. You see these guys time and time again. They're placing the top 5, top 10 every week. They've got it down to a science. They figured it out. And other ones, like myself, back when I raced, was still struggling to figure it out 3 seasons in. Sometimes it just doesn't work, but it can be really intense. The difference between first and second can be extremely close and sometimes tied. It's crazy.
So Logan Helton on top of the leaderboard in the 63. The 53 of Dave Hunt finding himself in 5th place. Helton shutting it down for the moment. He is down and slow as he wraps up his qualifying time. Will Weber in that 9 once again. Weber finding himself in 4th place. Check in on the 31 of Alex Green, another driver who likes to chase squirrels. Because, well, we know he likes to chase squirrels because as the league owner, you think that his number would match up on the car and in the league information. But as you can clearly see, the car is labeled 30 and his number in iRacing timing is 31.
Yep, I think it was just the paint guys. I think they might have messed that one up or something. Oh no, we might have to pull them up here at some point and figure that out. See who messed up, iRacing or
Well, we could pull him up,
guys.
but you know what? I'd be terrified that we'd probably cause him to crash.
Oh yeah, no, we can't pull him up now. You see, he's got to focus on making this extremely fast lap time, and we'll go from there. Maybe a little later on in the race, we'll see who messed up, him or the paint guys. We might have got in the wrong car. Who knows?
Well, he probably got in the wrong car. Let's be honest. He saw a squirrel.
Yep, that squirrel thing. Right back at it.
Mark Vega, last week's winner in the 18 machine, down on the bottom through the trioval, trying to shorten that track up. He's going to cross the start-finish line, and Mark Vega moves into 7th spot. A good qualifying effort for Vega, and as I'm talking about him, he falls to 9th, but Cody Ober to the top of the leaderboard in the 8 machine. Longtime teammate for one Robert Payne. Cody Ober finding himself right now with that pole position.
And if you look at that times, KR, just as I was mentioning earlier, some of this times it's the exact same time. And you look at that, first and second are tied at 0.923, and then 4th and 5th are 937.
So some very quick lap times as we are just about to hit 4 minutes left in our qualifying session. Tyler Miller in the 89 machine getting ready to roll across the start finish line. As Miller crosses the line, he finds himself in 6th spot. So of the drivers who have qualified, Cody Ober sitting on pole. 28 drivers have taken a time. Cody Ober's time at a 50.92. Sean Stevens at a 51.86 in 28th spot. So just under a second separating 28 cars in their qualifying times.
Man, that's crazy. Everybody, I think, is on their A game tonight.
Casey Gilchrist making his way around in that green John Deere 32 machine. Will he have enough to top Cody Ober? I don't know. That's a heck of a fast lap time. Derek Conley in the 88 making his way around the speedway, getting up to speed. It's Gilchrist across the start finish line, finding himself in 17th. Not a bad first lap. The 88 trying now to make something happen. As he
Oh boy.
gets onto the backstretch. Big Daddy Derek Conley enjoying that Hall of Fame introduction. Josh Milam also being inducted into the OP Racing Hall of Fame this season. Well, that being said, guys, we are going to step away for the national anthem. Don't we go anywhere. We'll be right back after this.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. As the drivers are done with qualifying, that means it is time to get started on tonight's starting lineup. So let's get right into it. At the very possible last second, one of these drivers put it on pole. That is the 88 of Derek Conley. On his outside will be the 8 of Cody Ober. 0.000 the separation there, and our timing and scoring is rounded a little bit there for that graphic, but man, it was a very close one. Logan Helton also getting all he could. Rick Seabrands on the outside of row number 2. Row number 3 going to be made up of Hunter Reynolds and Josh Milam, Tyler Miller, and Robert Duvendak on row number 4. Then it's the 04 of Mark Mann and the 9 of Will Weber for row number 5. And Payne has our next 5 rows.
Oh boy. All right, row 6, you got Mark Vega and Les Levy. Row 7, you've got Dustin Barber and Jimmy Reynolds. Row 8, you've got James Mayer and David Booth. Row 9 is going to bring in Sean Stevens and Casey Gilchrist. I might have butchered that name just a little bit, and I am sorry. Row 10 is going to be Dave Hunt and Denver Lee Turgeson.
Row number 11 will be Sean McCarrick and Rob Carnage as the drivers start to roll out. Travis Elliott and David Overstreet are in row number 12. Moving on to row 13 will be Daniel Holloway in the 21 machine and Bobby Johnson in the 3. Row number 14 will be Alex Green in the 27 and Aspen Belvin in the 84. Following them, that will be Ernie Williams and Dan Harrington. And it seems like that is going to make up our 32 car field. David Booth in the 77 machine, not making the call to the grid. So he is right now sitting on pit lane. Not sure what happened to the 77. Hopefully he's able to make it out there. That's a big setback for the driver of the 77.
Oh, thinking maybe he stopped at the old snack machine to get one final snack.
Gotta watch out for those snacks. They will
It gets you every time.
They cause more problems than anything. Here we go. Race number 2. Mark Vega picked up season opener race win. Derek Conley putting it on pole. Conley, Cody Ober, and Logan Helton all with very similar qualifying times. The 3 drivers all getting the most that they could out of qualifying. Lights are out on the Chevy Silverado. We're going to get ready to go green flag racing for the first time at Talladega this season. Last week we were at the iRacing Superspeedway. Now we are back into familiar territory, as a lot of these drivers have spent a lot of time at Talladega, Daytona, and the upcoming bumpy Road 250 in a few weeks. Accordion Effect's going to catch out the 21 of Daniel Holloway. He is going to spin before this race even gets to green flag status. And the 88 and the 8 get on the throttle as the green flag is going to drop. Daniel Holloway in the 21 going to be playing catch up from the very beginning.
What a rough break for him.
David Booth making his way out onto the track. So 2 drivers already with some issues trying to make their way around this super speedway. Conley, Logan Helton sitting 1 and 2 on that inside line. Cody Ober has Rick Seabrands pushing hard on him. Rob, holy cow.
Oh yeah, that was a little unfortunate start, but at least everybody saved it and kept a green flag. That would have been a horrible start for us to go yellow at the very beginning.
As they make their way through the tri-oval, the 88 machine going to lead the first lap of this 250-mile race. 94 laps in total. 2 stages here tonight. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at our race info. So our 3 stages will be happening lap 20, lap 40. For the first 2, there is only 1 fast repair available to our drivers. We had 2 fast repairs available at the iRacing Superspeedway. That is the only time that they will have 2 fast repairs, is when they go to that track. Otherwise, it is back to 1 fast repair. Don't forget, Taco Tuesday is tomorrow. Bob, I don't know about you, but Taco Tuesday is always nice.
Taco Tuesdays are the best. I try to participate in every Taco Tuesday I can, but there are some weeks where I unfortunately have to go without, and it just makes it that much more satisfying the next Tuesday.
David Booth, Daniel Holloway are running together. They are a bit off the pace. They are the only 2 cars right now in their group. Everyone else in the lead pack. David Booth finding himself about 51 seconds behind.
Man, what a break. What a break for Booth here. At least he got back in here, and maybe they can catch up to old Ernie Williams and get a 3-car pack going.
Ernie has fallen behind a little bit as well. Aspen Belvin in the 84. One of the last cars in this lead pack. Everyone kind of loosely bunched up at the back of the field. Logan Helton in the top spot for the moment on that inside line. Cody Ober still working that upper lane. Nobody making a whole lot of moves just yet, other than Helton, who is able to get around Derek Conley. Now Conley going to try and pull the same move that Logan Helton did.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of back and forth on who gets to that high side once the opening opens up there, and getting pushed around and going back down. Try to hold that inside line. We'll see if Cody can keep old Logan behind him. That doesn't look like it, though.
David Overstreet in the 46 machine so far has the fastest lap of the race. He just turned it the last time around, a 47.256 for Overstreet. So he's going to make contact with the 53 of Hunt. Dave Hunt able to hold on to it, but we got another one in the wall. That is the 52.
Brother, hey, they saved it.
Of Randall Cobb. It's back in the outside wall. Big checkup for him. It looks like he is maybe going to be able to stay in the draft. I believe he has fallen back too quickly. He is probably going to end up losing the draft. Damage on that car going to slow him down. We are working lap 6 of 94, and already we have had a couple incidences and a couple times where we should have had a yellow.
There we go. That's a good way to get around it. Let's go with that.
Yeah, because there was a word that twisted my tongue up. Oh boy.
Incidences was, I believe, the word we were trying to look for there.
I don't know what I was going for, but here we are. Derek
English.
Conley in the 88 through the tri-oval on the bottom lane. Logan Helton now trying once again to work that high side. It seems like Cody Ober just not able to get the momentum he needs down on the bottom lane as Cody Ober loses internet connection. That might have something to do with it. The 63 now is the one that is hanging on that outside, going to try and keep that 26 pinched down. As I say that, everyone falls back a little bit in that outside lane, and Hunter Reynolds peeling off for pit road.
Oh, somebody's pit strategy is going into play because he was quickly followed by Josh Milam and I believe the 18 of Mark Vega. And a handful of other drivers, actually.
Quite a few drivers hitting pit road on lap number 8. Derek Conley staying out. That moves Tyler Miller in the 89 machine into second. Cody Ober third. We did have, it looks like 2, 4, 6, some quick math, like less than 10 people on pit road. Let's go with less than 20. Here comes another set of drivers.
Yeah, I think that first group, it looked like 7 where somebody was still coming off of pit road. And then the second set of drivers are coming in now.
We go on board with the 82 of Dan Harrington. He's going to hit his pit stall. You see that group of drivers making their way into their stalls as well. The 82 not turning in a qualifying time, if I remember correctly, and that is why he is pitting so far back. Left side tires for Harrington, all he is going to do. And here come the leaders, the 88, the 89, and the 8. Cody Ober locking them up there. Very aggressive entry onto pit road, and they're going to go 3 wide. A little bit of accordion effect, and 9 of Will Weber almost getting into the grass. Maxine Grimes, Tammy Helton, all checking in on YouTube. Thank you very much for joining us here tonight. Mara Clark saying hello. Bobby Helton also taking the time to let us know he is enjoying this broadcast, or at least willing to conversate in the broadcast. How's that? Let's go with that. Does anyone really enjoy these? Bob, do you?
You know, from being down in the actual car itself to watching the broadcast to now being a part of the broadcast, I would say some of these races were very enjoyable. Some of these races were a little lackluster, and some of them that I was in was just downright not fun. But I do believe the broadcasts here are actually pretty well done. And no thanks to all the drivers down there in the race that actually make it worth watching. I would enjoy watching them if I were still just out and about, not up here in the booth. I mean, I guess technically I am still watching, aren't I?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Logan Helton in the 63 as he flashes by the last group of drivers to hit pit lane. Helton battling with the 26 of Hunter Reynolds, the 4 Rick Seabrans, the 7 of Josh Milam. They've all made their pit stops. They are all good to go to the end of the stage. That is the battle for the race lead. Mark Vega in the 18, getting ready to go a lap down. Vega slapped with a speeding penalty, putting him behind the 8 ball here very early.
Oh, I was beginning to wonder what happened there, because he was one of the first to pit.
That is my best guess that it's a speeding penalty. He spent an additional 46 seconds on pit lane in his pit stall. That's usually a good sign that he made
Something
a
went
faux
awry.
pas. A little
yeah.
aggressive entry on the pit road. Get you caught out every now and then.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably still trying to wind down from the win last week. That maybe he just forgot what brakes were.
It's entirely possible. Hunter Reynolds in the 26, the race leader right now. The 63, Logan Helton, working the outside lane, trying his best here to pick up the stage win. They are battling 2 by 2, 3 rows deep. The 04 Mark Mann finding himself in 7th spot. He doesn't have anyone to his inside just yet. That is the 18 of Mark Vega, who we just mentioned was a lap down. Dustin Barber and Derek Conley trying to lead this group. Everyone's single file in this group, trying to catch up to our race leaders. They are doing a little bit faster speed because of the fact that they are all single file. They're all trying to work together. They are closing in on this lead pack. We are going to have a big group here, maybe in the next lap or so. We'll see how this is going to play out. Tyler Miller claiming the fastest lap of the race, and as I say that, Jimmy Reynolds and then Aspen Belvin all setting fastest laps of the race. So right now a 47.04, the fastest lap of the race, going to Aspen Belvin in the 84 machine. Aspen finding himself just a little bit preoccupied. Right now in 20th spot, but he is working his way forward from where he qualified.
Slow progress is better than no progress.
Well, Rob, these drivers all have made their pit stops. We're coming up on 5 laps to go in the stage. The stage will end at the completion of lap 20. And we got a big group of drivers here in this lead pack.
Yeah, it looks like it's broken down to about 3 different groups. Well, I can't even say 3. 2 relatively big groups, and then a couple sporadic pairs and triples here and there in the back.
Mark Vega making a move to the top side. Derek Conley still staying down on that yellow line. Now he's going to try and close in on the 27 of Sean Stevens. Conley, who sat on pole here 3 wide as Mark Vega up along the wall. Plenty of room here at Talladega for that. Logan Helton in the 63, down on the bottom, leading the inside line. Josh Milam in the 7, working that outside. He has the 4 Rick Seabrands pushing hard on him. Mark Vega trying to get his lap back the hard way, and I don't blame him, because it really doesn't take much to not be declared the wave around or the free pass here in a super speedway. A bump draft at the wrong time, will invalidate your opportunity to get one of the laps back that way.
It looks like that second pack is finally starting to make its way to line up with the old first pack here, since they no longer had to play with that whole 2 lanes. They seem to be making pretty good time catch back up here. I think the 84 of Aspen is in that little pack as they catch up.
So they are now starting to form one big pack once again. As we complete lap 17, move on to lap 18. Remember, it's the completion of lap 20. Everyone in the middle of the pack here starting to get a little bit racy. That is a 62 machine of Les Levy trying to cut right through the middle. The 46 of David Overstreet. In that third lane has Mark Vega pushing on him. Cody Ober right behind them. But at the front, it is still Logan Helton and Josh Milam. Oh boy, here we go. Everyone's starting to get a little bit racy for this stage.
It's starting to wind down. We could possibly see some 4 wide racing. That'll be a sight to see.
Well, now we're going to throw in a lap car as everyone tries to squeeze through that lap car. Ooh, contact made. We got cars going around.
Oh,
Duvedek in the 99 spinning. Casey Gilchrist, Cody Ober, the 30 machine of Denver Lee Turkson. The 00 of Rob Connors getting involved. Let's take a look at this one. Randall Cobb involved as well. Big time stack up going into the corner here. Things just got tight when that slow lap traffic got involved. While they were 3 wide, you could see that kind of shaping up. Sometimes they get through it, sometimes they don't. This time they just were not able to get through it without having a big pileup. I believe that is going to be the end of the stage. The 63, Logan Helton, right now being scored as the race leader, so we'll see if that holds true. We'll wait for official word from race control, but right now it looks like it is going to go to the 63 of Logan Helton. Race control tonight being ran by Cody Eldred. Cody, longtime driver in this league, decided to step into the role of race control, and it's a big deal to hang up the steering wheel and support a league that you love in a different form. And I believe Cody Eldred has stepped right in and has done a good job at it. That has allowed Mark Vega, who was the longtime race control, to step behind the wheel. And now, instead of yelling at the drivers, he's one of the drivers being yelled at.
Oh, yes. He was definitely a good Mark. Mark was a pretty solid race control when it came to the yelling at people part. I can attest to that, as I have felt his wrath a few times myself. But Cody's been a very, very solid race control since he took over, and it just goes to show how great this community is, that people can kind of switch in and out of positions to help the league out. So some people like Mark can actually race in the Premier Series, and Cody can get a little break and get back up in there and call the shots himself, which race control KR is no easy job. It's the most hated position in the league, I'd assume, actually based off the calls they have to make. So
all right, So with pit stops being over, let's see about getting a word in with our stage 1 winner. That is the driver of the 63, Logan Helton. Logan, you got your ears on, bud?
Yes, I do.
Man, you are our stage 1 winner. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and assume that it is you. I have not heard from race control, but you had the lead when the caution flag came out. So pretty safe bet there. So, man, congratulations on the stage win. Walk us through that race so far.
Well, it was interesting in the pit stops. We got a pretty big gap on the second pack there, and we knew they'd close up because they were more organized and we were racing pretty hard up front, but there's almost no chance for them to get around us, even if they use the top line. The cars are getting really hot tonight really quickly. It's kind of weird in these colder temperatures, but I'm guessing that just means the colder they are, colder the track, the faster the cars are, and the quicker they heat up. But it's just a lot of strategy, especially with the pits and how to keep the car cool.
Well, Logan, we saw you have a little bit of an issue on pit road there, overshot your pit box. Now you're going to be starting in mid-pack. How does this change how you attack stage number 2?
Well, my goal is pretty much still the same. I'm going to top off here and get all the stuff I need to do fixed. I made a mistake there whenever I tried to... Oh, hold on. Okay. Whenever I tried to get in reverse, I got stuck in first and made the time even longer, but it didn't hurt me too much since I'm topping off anyways.
All right, man. Well, we're going to let you go. Any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give?
Just all my friends and family watching and my team, Alliance Motorsports.
All right, that is Logan Helton, driver of the 63, your stage 1 winner, representing all of his friends and family and Alliance Motorsports. Josh Milam in the 7. In the race lead after a very solid pit stop. Derek Conley also having a great pit stop. He's going to come away with a restart on the outside of row number 1. Row number 2 will be the 26 of Hunter Reynolds, and then the 27, John Stevens. Then we have Travis Elliott in the 51 and the 9 of Will Weber on his outside. So that will be the first 3 rows for the restart. And Rob, how about you take us to this green flag?
All right, that sounds good. Looks like the lights are off on the truck here. Josh Milam keeping it below the yellow, trying to keep it on that flat terrain as long as possible here. And we have old teammates and dual Hall of Famers going to be starting this stage 2 off on Talladega. So we'll see which one of these guys thinks they're going to have the better hand here. As we come around into turn 4, and the truck will be stepping off here. That old, what is that, a Silverado? We'll get ready to get this thing back underway for stage 2 at Talladega. And the truck peels away. Everybody starts gearing up, doing some gear checks, getting a little closer, a little bumping going on, unfortunately. A little slinky effect here. See what happens. And the green flag is dropped, and Josh Milam with an early lead, a good start here. Derek Conley going to stay to the outside, catch back up to him in the corner. 26 and 27 both pushing them. Looks like the outside line did have a rough start outside of Derek Conley in the 27. And here they go into the back stretch. First time round for stage 2 at Talladega. Too wide. Both Hall of Famers trying to vie for the first spot.
The 88 falling back a little bit into turn number 3. Josh Milam surging ahead for the moment. The 26 staying tucked in behind the 7. Hunter Reynolds not making the move that we see time and time again up off the corner to the high side to try and take the race lead. he's content to ride around behind Milam for one more lap. That may not stay true for very long, but you never know on these Super Speedway series how it's gonna play out. Travis Elliott in the 51, a third car on the inside lane. He's starting to make his way forward. He's gained 20 positions so far since the drop of the green flag. Our biggest mover in this race right now, that is the 82 of Dan Harrington. He is up 22 positions. So a solid performance throughout stage one for Dan Harrington.
Good old Dan the man. We're starting to see that outside line on the in the front of the pack start to fade off here. We just can't get nothing going. They ain't got enough guys up there, so I think they're going to try to single file for a while here. Single file, correction. English is a hard language.
That's only because English is like 4 language trying to pretend it's 1.
Ugh. I don't know who made it, but I'll tell you what. If I had a time machine, I'll tell you what. I had a time machine. I'd go back and we'd all speak one English. One's
Cool
enough.
Whip. Cool Whip. Oh boy.
Good old Family Guy.
Ooh, here we go. Green flag pit stops. Josh Milam hitting pit road very early. Hunter Reynolds, Dustin Barber, Jimmy Reynolds going to join them. 4 cars on the pit lane here early in stage number 2. This one going to end at the completion of lap 40. Drivers do try and stretch this from time to time, so we could see a bit of a strategy call here, thinking that there's not going to be a caution, that nobody can make it. Ooh, man. This is spicing it up. Milam down and away. So too, Dustin Barber, Jimmy Reynolds, and Hunter Reynolds. They are all getting back up to speed as they work their way through the corner. Here comes the 51 of Travis Elliott. It looks like he is going to be joined by Alex Green and Casey Gilchrist. Aspen Bellman there as well.
I believe that is 2 sets of teams that have taken an early pit stop for this second stage here, KR. That first group is all FSR.
That gives the race lead to Tyler Miller in that red and white 89 machine.
Oh, Marlboro.
It is a good looking paint scheme. I don't recall seeing a cup car with that paint scheme, but definitely some Indy cars and some Formula One cars having that red and white look.
Here comes the rest of the pack. Oh.
All right, everyone on the pit road. Logan Helton in the 63 does stay out. Daniel Holloway in the 21. Holloway trying to recover from that big disaster of a start he had. Got caught out in an accordion effect. The 21 was spinning before the green flag ever dropped for the first time here tonight, but now he finds himself tucked in behind the race leader. Strategy going to come into play here. How is this going to work out as we have 13 laps left to go in this stage? Logan Helton, Daniel Holloway leading the charge for the moment. The first car who has made a pit stop that is currently in front of everyone else, that is Derek Conley. So he is trying to get up to speed. Here comes Hunter Reynolds in the 26 to make the pass. So these are the drivers who have made pit stops, the 26, the 7, and the 6. Those 3 cars all hit pit road at the same time. They were the first set of drivers to do so. Here they are out in front. Logan Helton, Daniel Holloway, Dave Hunt, Bobby Johnson, all hitting pit lane. Rob Connors scored as the race leader in the 00. Mark Vega and the 50 machine of Sean McCarrick trying to get back on the lead lap. Sean McCarrick still a few laps down. Mark Vega, last car on the lead lap right now. So Rob, holy cow, strategy coming into play here. We got some drivers hitting pit lane early. We got other drivers staying out. When do you think we'll see Les Levy in the 62, who has scored as our race leader as he made his way around the 00. When do you think we'll see these guys on pit road?
It's anybody's game right now, KR. I mean, he could be thinking that maybe he's got enough fuel to get to the stage. He could be one of those guys trying to play the long haul here. Or we could see him go down, I would assume, in the next 2 laps, probably try to top himself off or give just enough here. They've got a decent lead over everyone. They could be trying to get a little bit more ground here, and then they're going to go in. But I don't know. I mean, his strategies are all different this year too, because we have all these team switch ups, so everybody's trying new stuff, see what they can make work.
Travis Elliott, Derek Conley, Hunter Reynolds, all running at the front of the drivers who have made a pit stop. These guys are the ones who can make it for sure to the end of stage number 2 at the completion of lap 40. Les Levy, Rob Connors, so far they are staying out. The good news for those 2 drivers, they do have a group that they are working with. So we'll keep an eye on the 62, the 00, as they work their way around. Sean Stevens, the first car 1 lap down. So Stevens would love to get to the end of the stage just as quick as possible and maybe see that 62 and 00 hit pit road. Stevens has pitted for fuel. Mark Vega, Les Levy, Rob Connors, so far the only drivers who have not been on pit road, along with Sean McCarrick. We do have 1 car out of the race. That is the 52 of Randall Cobb.
Oh man, went home early tonight.
Duvendak in the 99 machine. Going a lap down here, going to try and catch the tail of this pack. He will battle with Sean Stevens to be the first car 1 lap down. McCarrick, Vega, trying not to fall behind the race leader. Vega is just out in front. As I mentioned, last car on the lead lap. Sean McCarrick is, I believe, 2 laps down right now. 1 or 2 laps. I can't count too well. Can you count?
Numbers can be rough. I think he's a lap down, about to be 2 laps down if Les Levy can get in front of him. Pretty sure he's battling to stay just 1 lap down.
As this group stays single file, Les Levy continues to lead. 7 laps left in this stage. Can he make it all the way in this stage on his tank of fuel? Gonna be a tough one there. Not 100% sure. Wish I knew what his plan was, because otherwise I could let you all know. But that is the beauty of racing. We have no idea what's going to happen, but I do know that Les Levy in that 62 does everything he can to try and win every race. You put him out in front, he likes to stay there. And I'm willing to bet he is content to ride around behind these guys trying to save fuel. As Les makes his way around. Got a race leader closing in on another group of drivers as they're going to split up. They're going to go 2 wide, 2 cars up high, 2 cars down low. That is Aspen Belvin and Alex Green on the bottom, the 77 of David Booth, and the 11 machine of Robert Lacovera. They were already 1 lap down, or Lacovera was. David Booth now 1 lap down. Dan Harrington, Aspen Belvin going a lap down as well. This field is scattering as Les Levy tries to navigate through the lap traffic. Rob Connors in the 00 also trying to work his way through. Everyone needs to take a breath right here. Let's try and hold on to things. Mark Vega stays the last car on the lead lap. Rob Connors falling behind our leader a little bit. Derek Conley in the 88. What has he done? He's gone a lap down now. Something happened in the 88. We were watching that Derek Conley machine. He's one of the drivers who was in the lead of someone who had hit pit road. And now we have a big group of drivers, I should say the rest of our drivers who had not pitted on the pit lane. Dustin Barber, Hunter Reynolds, Josh Milam, Logan Helton, James Mayer, Travis Elliott, Rick Seabrans. Here they all are taking the race lead. Barber in the 6th. First car down on that inside lane. So this battle, while we were watching the battle at the front, went through a few dynamic changes. Logan Helton falling back a little bit here. Your stage 1 winner, trying to make it 2 in a row. Now he's got some work to do. He is not out in front, so he's going to have to figure out how to get around quite a few cars. Helton right now in 10th spot. Daniel Holloway in the 21. Picked up a stage win last week. Looking for another stage win. He is in this pack as well. Well, things are going to have to get pretty dicey. Here's the 99 of Robert Duvendak. Not ready to go one lap down. We saw Duvendak lapped by Les Levy, unlapped himself when he hit pit road. Now Dustin Barber going to put him a lap down. So Robert Duvendak finding himself off the lead lap. Damage all over that 99 machine. We saw him involved in one of our cautions. Denver Lee Turkson on the high side, along with the 28 of Jimmy Reynolds. They cross the start-finish line. Going to be 2 laps to go to the end of this stage, the completion of lap 40. Barber doing a great job right here. Out in front. Travis Elliott in the 51 makes the move off of the corner to try and get in front of Hunter Reynolds and use that momentum from the outside lane to put himself into the race lead. The 51 has it by a nose for the moment, but does not drop down to the inside. They're going to make their way off of turn number 4 as we begin our final lap for stage number 2 here. It is going to start with some side-by-side racing action. Here we go. Final time around for stage number 2. Elliott by a nose for the moment. The 6 of Barber starting to pull his weight and make some noise down on that inside line. Tyler Miller pushing hard on the 6, but the 26 pushing hard on the 51. And let's not forget, there's a 3rd lane coming into play. The 95 of James Mayer and the 4 of Rick Seabrans. Yeah, my bad. Making it in that high side, but they're going to fall back a little bit off of the exit. Here we come to the end of the line. This is going to be a close one. Travis Elliott, for the moment, has the lead by half a car length, and he is going to cross the line first. The yellow flag going to fly for the end of the stage. Conley moves up to the high side. Good news for Derek Conley. That yellow came out before he got passed. And Conley will stay on the lead lap.
Saved him from going a lap down.
So Travis Elliott picks up stage win number 2. Barring any unofficial or official rule change, I should say. Unofficially, it looks like the 51 of Travis Elliott winning the stage. So as Elliott tries to get caught up to Chevy Silverado pace truck, race control letting us know that it is officially the 51 of Travis Elliott winning stage number 2. Solid effort by that 51 machine to get it done. Great pit call strategy. One of the drivers who hit pit lane that caught us off guard. I'm gonna be honest, that one caught me off guard. Wasn't ready for them to hit pit road that early.
Yeah, that was a new one. But apparently, that kind of pit strategy might just pay off here at Old Talladega, or at least with this team.
All right. We will try and get a word in with the 51 as soon as he is done with his pit stop. On the pit road come our leaders, the 51, the 89, gonna hit pit lane. So too does everyone else. Everyone should be on pit road this time to start our final stage of the race. The 30 machine of Denver Turkson looks like he is going to receive the free pass. Daniel Holloway going to win the race off of pit road. Travis Elliott comes off second. With that being said, if we can't talk to Travis
Get old
Elliott
in here.
Yeah, let's get that 51 machine up in here. Travis Elliott, you got your ears on, bud?
Hey, KR, how you doing?
You know what? I'm doing fine. A little tired. Had to carry the entire weight of a broadcast Sunday night, but it's fine. It's no big deal.
Who made you do that?
I
Seems like a horrible person.
Yeah.
Probably
that guy.
somebody who could win a stage here on Monday night.
Oh, you're right.
So Travis, all joking aside, this 51 machine picks up stage win for our second stage here, man. Nice job out there. Took some pit strategy. I got to be honest, I wasn't ready for everyone to hit pit road that early.
Yeah, you know, we have a little bit less fuel than normal. So, you know, we really want to make sure we can get into pit road and get through the stage. And we have some new rules for end of stage that you got to be under your own power. So, you know, a couple people lost some positions there at the stage end, but you know, we had enough fuel, just enough to get to my box under power and bring this 51 Camry up into the booth to talk to you guys.
Well, man, I'm glad to see you win the stage. I know I'm giving you a little bit of a hard time, but that 51 machine looking very fast. You have gained quite a few spots from where you qualified or where you started this race. What has it been like for you to work your way through this field here tonight?
You know, there's a lot of fast cars out here. Car feels a little bit different than it did last season. A little bit more touchy in the turns and following cars than normal, but just a lot of patience. You know, I'm trying to not be as timid, so to say. I want to be a little bit more aggressive and really move with the pack and make track position and my momentum actually mean something and not waste it.
All right, man. Well, you're going to restart on the outside of row number 1 for this one. Any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to you guys at Turn 3. You guys in the booth, you guys do a great job broadcasting these races. Big shout outs to our league admins, Alex, Cody, Rob, who's in the booth with you, and Aspen Belvin for my paint. This Camry I think looks really awesome. Can't wait to see what it looks like under the lights at Daytona. And Alex Green, and my teammate Casey Gilchrist, us at Vapid Racing.
All right, there you go. That is your stage 2 winner, the driver of the 51 machine, Travis Elliott, getting it done here tonight so far. We got one more stage to go, Rob. This is the one that counts. This is the one that we usually see a calm, cool, collected first 2 stages. The stage number 3 can get a little bit testy.
And that's when the racing begins. The first couple stages normally are a little less crazy because everyone's like, all right, let me just get through at least half this race here, and then I'm gonna put on those afterburners and go up there and try to stay up front and get this win. So we should start seeing a little bit more moving and communicating here as we go into the last stage here at the first race of Talladega for the 6th season of OP Superspeedway Series. And it's going to look like Daniel Holloway, and Travis Elliott are going to lead us off here on the inside and the outside as the Silverado go ahead and take its little left turn back into the pits, and we will begin the final stage.
Bobby Johnson going to carry us on board for this restart as they work their way through the trial, the Max Speed TV car. Right now in that outside lane, dropping the clutch, dumping the clutch, dropping the hammer, getting up to speed. Here we go. Bobby Johnson on the outside. Looks like he got a decent restart, but not quite to the back bumper of the Ford just yet. Trying to close in on that one. He stays to the high side. He has Gilchrist and Mark Mann right on his back bumper. Mark Mann to the inside. They make their way down the backstretch. Wonderful shot of the racing action here. They head into turn number 3. Just like that, these drivers almost up to full speed by the time they hit turn 3.
It looks like Travis Elliott's gonna keep it on going here with old Helton behind him. Gonna take it to the outside. Huge push out of the corner. Let's see if we can both get cleared. I think they're gonna go for it here. At least one's going to the inside. That is the correction. Yeah, that is the 63 of Logan Helton. Going to be taking the inside first position. Travis choosing to stay on the high side here. Now being pushed by Mark Mann out of turn 2 into the backstretch. And Logan Helton is your race leader once again.
So the 63, your stage 1 winner, now finding himself out in front of this race lead. Daniel Holloway in the 21, a little bit of a wiggle, getting very close to the 51 of Travis Elliott through turns 3 and 4. Rick Seabrand's pushing hard on the 51 machine. Then it's the 3 of Bobby Johnson, who broadcasted on Wednesday night the OP. What was the Wednesday night league called? Refresh my memory. I'm terrible at this.
I'm terrible with those too. I think it's the Will Weber. No, I think that might be Saturdays. I'm gonna be honest with the KR. The series names have changed since I used to run with them, and I don't even remember off the top of my head what the series is called.
Well, either way, that Max Speed TV number 3 machine, a number that you ran, you let me run, and now we passed it on to Bobby Johnson. Maybe he'll give it a better run than either one of us did.
Let's hope. I know between the two of us, I think there was a massive 1 winning race in the number 3. So maybe Bobby Johnson can go ahead and squeeze something out of it this race here. And pretty sure he is a rookie driver this season, if I remember correctly.
Ooh, contact.
And we have an accident.
Big time crash at the back of the field. Several cars going around. Derek Conley up in smoke. Let's see what happened here on this one. The 11 machine, the 77, looked like a little bit of a wiggle. The 77, big wiggle as he was stuck on the apron. 3 cars going airborne. Dan Harrington, one of those getting airborne.
Aspen Belvin and Derek Conley, the other 2 that would be sent on a little trip.
Belvin going end over end, heavy damage on the 84. The 77 of Booth smacking the inside wall. He's going to go up in smoke. Aspen Belvin going to need the flatbed to get back to his pit stall. Take a look from the 99 machine. He's a little far back here. He comes around the corner. You can see the chaos and smoke as the 3 cars who went airborne all land on 4 tires. Somehow, everybody able to keep going, except for the 84 of Aspen Belvin and the 82 of Dan Harrington. They've already made their way on the pit lane.
Oh, what a tough break for Dan there. What a tough break for all of them, but Dan was one of our biggest movers, if I remember right, at one point.
Super Speedway racing is a fickle thing. So the field coming on the pit road. And with this, we're going to take a moment, catch our breath. Basically, that's a code for I need a beer. No one go anywhere. We'll be right back after this.
Racing, you wanted the best, you got them 4 abreast, often imitated, never duplicated, the greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The field formed up 2 by 2. We get ready to let them loose once again. During the break, Rob, we were talking. Got a cold one in the crack here. We both elected. This one's for Rick Seabrand.
There you go, Rick. Got a cold one for you this season.
All right. So Rick, been having a steady race. So far, not been someone who has led a lot of laps. That Ford machine has been constantly up in front. Logan Helton in the 63 on the inside of row number 1 for this restart. On his outside will be the 21 of Daniel Holloway. Then it's the 4 of Rick Seabrands, the 51 of Travis Elliott. Elliott picking up a stage win along with Logan Helton, who won stage number 1. Our first caution here in stage 3, about ready to wrap up. Still got quite a bit of racing left to go. Rob, that Chevy Silverado pulls down and away.
Yes, sir, it does. We're going to have the... Oh, Lord. That's the alarm clock saying that the race is on right now. Logan Helton going to be watching that inside. Daniel Holloway going to lead the front on the outside. And we're going to get ready for some green flag racing here, gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. And let's see. As the flag drops and the clutches get open and the hammers dropped, a great start on both the inside and outside here, leading into turn 1. Logan Helton still has a slight edge. Travis Elliott giving a good push to Daniel Holloway. We'll see what happens in the backstretch here when the high side normally gets a little bit of a breakaway. The
Holloway.
inside, 4 cars deep. Thank you. Hold on. This thing, old alarm. Hold on a second.
Holloway in that beautiful new paint scheme for this season, putting himself in the race lead in that 21 machine. Travis Elliott on the outside. James Mayer in the 95, looking for his first win this season. A lot of drivers looking for their first win, as we are only on race number 2 of 22. Next week, we head to Daytona, and these drivers are going to have to battle it out on another super speedway. Again, that is the name of this series. Gilchrist looked like he maybe was going up in smoke, just some internet connection issues, no big deal. He stay green and he stays in this race.
And we're back as Daniel Holloway takes the lead going to the inside after a good push from the old 95 of James Mayer to make him the new leader on the back stretch, or correction, front stretch going into tri-oval. James Mayer making one of his first appearances, I believe, up here. First on the outside line, being pushed by the 27 of Sean Stevens. And the 32 of Casey Gilchrist, and the 30 or 31 of Alex Green, something we still need to figure out at some point, because
Right.
somewhere.
We need next caution. Let's talk to Alex and see what it's supposed to be. We got a 30 on the car, 31 in timing and scoring. But James Mayer in the 95, working his way on that outside lane. He's got Sean Stevens pushing on him, the 32 of Gilchrist. Bobby Helton and Tammy Helton chatting it up over in YouTube. If you guys are watching over in YouTube, feel free to let us know who you think is going to win here tonight. Who you think the best driver with a shot at hitting victory lane is. Right now, that's the 95 and the 21 as they are out in front of the rest of the field. That doesn't mean that it is how it is going to stay for the next 40 laps. But we are getting down to 40 laps to go in this one. Drivers are going to hit pit road, I believe, at least 2 more times, if I do math poorly. So here we are. We'll figure out how this plays out.
If I'm doing the same poor math as you are, I believe it will be at least 2 pits go here. Because they get what, roughly almost 20? Or not even, about what, 18? 17, 18
Yeah,
probably.
if you remember, Travis Elliott said that there's a bit less fuel than what everyone's used to this season. So I want to say they're probably right around 17 laps. 17 green flag laps.
But yeah, that would put them right about that two pit stops remaining.
Tammy Helton chiming in saying anyone from Alliance, she thinks they have the best shot at winning right now. James Mayer in the 95 machine, Daniel Holloway in the 21 representing Alliance Motorsports very well as they are out in front. Rick Seabrands, Logan Helton in the 4 and 63 respectively. Also drivers for Alliance Motorsports. Let's not count out that 04 Mark Mann in the Batmobile tucked in behind his teammates. So Alliance Motorsports looking very good right now. They got a lot of bullets sitting up front. Bobby Helton chiming in with a very good question. He wants to know why the drivers make the pass on the top side and then drop down to the bottom. Why don't you just stay on the high side? That is a very good question. I have wondered that myself quite a bit. And I've thought about it. And Bobby, hear me out on this. Could be incorrect. Could be a bit of truth to it. The bottom lane, let's call that the most consistent lane. From time to time, that high side is going to get a good run and be able to pass the bottom lane. But if the bottom lane is the baseline and the consistent line, and with the high side being a uncontrollable one, as Tyler Miller in the 89 machine goes for a spin off the front stretch. Miller gathers it back in. Let's see if we can see what happened to the 89 machine. Miller, contact with Mark Vega. Vega bounces off the wall. Both of them go spinning. Mark Vega, hard impact into the wall. But they both keep going, and the green flag stays out. Daniel Holloway continues to lead with the 95 of James Mayer. But yeah, absolutely. If that bottom lane is the most consistent, the top side is kind of the variable. You use it when the momentum goes your way to make the pass. And then you get down to the inside as they are going to stack up big time. Gilchrist up and over the 46 machine of Overstreet, getting airborne. Aspen Belvin involved, David Booth involved, Dustin Barber as we go under yellow here. Big time caution. 3 wide is what's going to trigger this one. Rob, what did you see?
To be honest, I was flipping through the drivers. I didn't get to see the very beginning. I just saw everybody go from being all good and fine and dandy to a lot of guys go into the wall and into the infield. I'm actually still looking myself for that fatal little piece so we can see what all actually started this. I know there's some 3 ride and some pushing and shoving going on just ahead of the 84, which is who I was watching at the time.
All right, we'll take another look at this one. The 6 of Dustin Barber, the 84, the 9, the 99, all getting bunched up.
Yep. With the 46 going for a crazy ride there.
So a few more race cars getting torn up. Looks like a few more cars are going to be added to the do not finish list. We'll see if they can get rolling. We do have several cars out of the race. Randall Cobb, Cody Ober, Derek Conley, Mark Vega, all out of the race here. I believe that would be officially, and I have seen Conley chatting it up in YouTube. Derek, things not going your way here tonight, man. Tough break on this one. Hopefully see you back out there once again. Rick Seabrand sliding into his box with Daniel Holloway and Sean Stevens in a drag race off of pit road. Well, Holloway winning the race. With that being said, guys, we're going to take a quick little break. No one go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back, race fans, as lights get ready to go out on the Chevy Silverado. We get ready to fire them off once again, but before we do, we got to do some talking to a driver. That's the driver known as Alex Green. And Rob, I believe you've caught up with him.
Yeah, Alex Green, this is Robbie. You got me in the booth.
Yes, sir.
All right, now Alex Green, we have a very severe question to ask you here because me and KR have noticed it. You seem to be under two different numbers tonight, so we're trying to figure out who messed up. Was it the paint team, or was it the racing league who got your number wrong?
Oh, you know, it was the owner in charge of the administration of the numbers and all that. I mean, he is absolutely worthless. Just completely accidentally double assigned his own number and forgot to update him like he was told to. So it's consequences of our actions here.
Oh man, so what officially should we be trying to call you as?
Oh, I'm the 30.
You are the 30. This is what we're going with because
yeah.
you know,
the car is right.
The
car is right. The number in the league is wrong.
Oh brother. All right. Well, how you feeling tonight so far? I know we're in the backstretch here, so I don't want to keep you too long, but
yeah, car feels pretty good. Definitely different than last season at Dega. Really sucks in the draft. Just can't get sucked up your last car in line, but kind of imagine that. A little bit twitchy. Just been real thankful to not be in those wrecks.
Oh yeah, it's got you up here up front. We're gonna have to let you go so we don't screw up your restart here. Just wanted to try to get some good information out of you here and let you get back to your team. Good luck out there, and hey, maybe we'll see you at the finish line.
I severely doubt that, but thank you. Thanks, guys.
Yes, sir.
All right, there you have it. Someone's getting fired.
Someone is definitely getting fired after this one.
Gonna be awkward.
Oh right. Lord.
Chevy Silverado getting out of the way. Daniel Holloway, Sean Stevens on row number 1. Row 2 for this restart will be the 26 of Hunter Reynolds and the 95 of James Mayer. Then it's the 30-31 of Alex Green and the 51 of Travis Elliott. So here we go. Each one of these restarts could be the final one we have. The green flag flies. The 21 and the 27 get a good jump. Nobody spinning any tires. Everyone looking like they are very solid right here as the 51 dives down to the inside. So too does the 50. Sean McCarrick making a move from that high lane down to the bottom. With all of that being said, we do have some housekeeping to do. Casey Gilchrist, Ernie Williams, David Overstreet out of this race. Aspen Belvin sitting on pit road as he is being serviced by his pit crew. His night might be done. Mark Vega, Derek Conley, Cody Ober, Randall Cobb all out of this race. So attrition really taking its toll in this one. Here is we have 30 laps to go.
Yep, math is correct on that one, I think.
Sweet. I did a thing, guys. I did a thing.
We're going to put you back in for the Hall of Fame at the end of this season, KR, because your math.
Just on my math skills alone.
Yep, math skills alone. You don't even need to drive.
Do I count the votes?
Well, that'll go over to the Hall of Fame committee. If you want to talk to Mark Mann about that, I'm sure he could get you in there to help count those votes.
I'm counting the votes. I know who's winning.
Yeah, not you.
That's right.
Oh, man.
All right, another lap done and over with. John Stevens, Daniel Holloway doing a good job. Staying out in front. Everyone for the moment looks like they are being calm, cool, collected, content with where they are. No one making too drastic of a move. Got about 6-7 cars working that second lane as the 27 finally drops down to the inside. He's going to stay in the race lead, but that will allow the 95 James Mayer to take over the top spot in that outside lane. Mayer doing a good job here in this one, really putting in a solid effort. Will Weber in the 9 machine riding high, wide, and handsome, but nobody working with him. We'll see if he's going to tuck back in or if he's trying to stay in a safe area. As Mayer to the lead, now Milam jumps up to the outside. Everyone, just as soon as I said, staying calm, cool, and collected, looking like they're content where they were, we start mixing it up in the top few spots.
Everybody's trying to get that lap sled. Trying to get themselves out ahead of everybody else, try to avoid any future possible accidents here. And, well, I'm going to be honest, the further to the front you are, the least likely you are to be one of the guys that ends up in a crash, in an accident. So I think we're going to start seeing more and more people try to start weaseling their little way up. Will Weber, on the other hand, is definitely, I think, trying to stay out of any possible crashes as he still rides the outside by himself, slowly falling back to the rear of the formation. As I say that, he actually just now jumps in line. So we are 2 wide for the first 7 rows, and then we switch it up to single file all the way back, I believe.
All right, so the field making its way through the tri-oval. John Stevens, James Mayer leading this one. Josh Milam in the 7, pushing hard on the 27. Milam, a driver for Fuel Sim Racing. John Stevens representing, I believe it's Empire. No, I'm confused. I've forgotten my teams. Nobody quote me. Everyone quit listening to me.
Sean Stevens, I believe, is going to be a part of Buckwild Racing.
There we go. Thank you very much. I was supposed to have a handout by Alex Green, but he was too busy keeping track of everyone's numbers and iRacing numbers. So we never got that team information. And everyone switching teams here this season, so bit of a tough time on my old memory here, Rob.
Oh yes, yours and mine both. You know, I guess some of the owners are gonna have a little sit down with this 30-31 combination of Alex Green and tell him to get this stuff squared away, because this is crazy. Paints are wrong, numbers are wrong, teams are wrong. What is he doing? Besides having a life or something, and kids and other stuff he just got to worry about. But you know,
and racing semantics. And doing a good job here as he sits fourth car on the inside row.
Oh, that's schematics, though. But yeah, he is doing pretty good tonight. He is having himself a pretty great race. Don't want to put that broadcaster's curse on him, but he is up front. He may be able to do something tonight. We'll just have to wait and see in about 20-some laps.
Your race leader is Daniel Holloway. James Mayer now trying to take that away from him. Mayer going to slide down to the inside as he completes the pass. Sean Stevens in the 27. Now leading the charge on that outside lane as they work their way around the wounded 99 of Robert Duvendak. Doobie having a tough race here tonight. Robert Duvendak, no slouch on these super speedways, but just goes to show you sometimes it's just not meant to be.
Super speedways are definitely cursed in and of themselves. Either you got it or you don't. And even when you do got it, sometimes you don't. There's never no such thing as the set winner, a set lineup, because things can change with the slightest mistake here on super speedways.
So now the 7 of Josh Milam leading that outside lane. He's fallen back just a little bit. Sean Stevens, your race leader. We have 23 laps to go. Gonna be 22 when they cross the start-finish line this time. And I believe we're gonna be coming up on some pit stops here. And I want to say about 5 laps. Everyone probably going to try and stretch their tank as far as they can, because that is really going to put them within that fuel window of making it to the end here in about the next 3 to 4 laps.
And that's if there's no green-white checkers that may or may not come out.
Right, and you do have to plan on that. So I think we'll see these drivers try and run their tanks as empty as they can, so everyone hits pit road with the possibility of seeing a green-white checkered come out and not have to give up track position to hit pit lane during that overtime.
And we're still seeing that outside line trying their best to hold their position, but it seems like the inside has got a nice big Congo line going that's trying to make sure that they can get them back as far as they can. Everybody is actually a little bit tame, a little bit relaxed, just kind of letting the laps pass, getting these fuel tanks run out here. But the old 7 of Josh Milam and the 89 of Tyler Miller gonna keep it up on the outside, try to get up front here. I don't know, depending on how things happen here, they may have to fall back a little bit to get to that inside if they want to get some fuel.
We could see a big old land rush for pit lane 2, where everyone pits at the same time. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out as we now have 20 laps to go. I think everyone can get about 17 laps of green flag racing wide open in. They might be able to tweak it to get to 18, maybe really stretch it to 19, but that's going to be a big stretch. So it's going to be close. It's going to be close.
If anybody can do it, though, I think it's going to be the guys here at OP Super Speedway Series. They They all come out here week in, week out. As a lot of these guys run the minor league series as well. They have plenty of time on the track here. Anybody can try to find their way in, just like the number 7 did there to the bottom lane. It would be these guys who have been driving this track for 6 seasons now. So they know how it works a little bit. Sometimes they can't make it work as they intend, but they do put on a pretty good show trying to do so.
Yeah, 6 seasons of OP racing. Really, this season unfolding with a curveball as the iRacing Superspeedway was released. So that's part of our track rotation now. I think it's been a good addition. Adds 4 Superspeedways to our track lineup. In fact, the admins at OP thought it was enough of a track that they wanted it as the headliner. It opened up our season last week. Mark Vega picked up the race win, but Mark Vega not able to finish here at Talladega. We hope to see him back out at Daytona. As here we go, we got some drivers on pit lane. The 89 machine thought he was going to hit pit lane, and then just too hot. Tyler Miller losing all his momentum, and that is going to cost Tyler Miller a big trouble. As Dave Hunt, Will Weber, Sean McCarrick, all on the pit road.
Well, that's a tough break for that man, KR. He was doing pretty solid up there.
So the 89 of Tyler Miller losing the draft, losing all kinds of time now. As it looked like he wanted to commit to pit lane, realized he was going way too fast, and finds himself all alone. Gonna have to hit pit lane this time. Sean Stevens,
we're wrecking.
Gonna lead the group on the pit road.
There was definitely a little bumping and turning going on at the very end of pit road. Very beginning of pit road, I should say. Very end of the pack going into pit road.
That was the 00 of, I believe that's Rob Connors in the 00. And then the 30 of Denver Lee Turkson. Both of them went for a spin, but we stay green. Logan Helton in the 63, Rick Sebrands in the 4 have not pitted. They are the last 2 cars who have not come down pit road. And here they are. They're making their break for pit lane. They're going to have a little bit more fuel than everyone else. Definitely preparing for a green-white checkered attempt. We'll see how this plays out. If they can get enough fuel, get rolling, get out there and maintain the race lead. Going to be a close one. James Mayer in the 95, leading all the drivers who have made a pit stop. Josh Milam in the 7, though, has some cars pushing on him, and he is closing in very quickly on the 95 machine, Rob.
Oh, yeah, here he comes with the 21, the 51, and the, what is that number, 26, I believe, of Hunter Reynolds, Travis Elliott, Daniel Holloway. They're going to take it on around, well, some of them are going to take it on around the 95. Looks like Josh is going to be the only one, as the others choose to stay in line behind James Mayer. And I think that's going to not necessarily be what Josh was looking for, but he falls back in the line real quick behind them, and they are single file. As Rick Sebrands and Logan Helton, are not that far behind them. Already back in the pack behind the 28, the 6, and the 27. I read that right. So not too far behind those guys, which means Rick and Logan have kept a very nice lead over the rest of the pack. Good pit stops on their part.
So with
correction, now just updated actually.
So with 14 laps to go, James Mayer out in the front. Everyone single file for the moment here in this front group. that consists of 6 cars. That's James Mayer, Daniel Holloway, Josh Milam, Travis Elliott, the 26 of Hunter Reynolds, and then the 04 of Mark Mann in the Batmobile. Those 6 drivers running nose to tail here. They're trying to pull away from Sean Stevens, who is leading the second group. Stevens closing in little by little. He is faster and slowly gaining ground on the 04. So we could see a big pack here before the end of this thing. We got 13 laps to go, Rob.
13 laps and a multitude of different options here. They take home tonight's win as the pack starts to form up now, getting that extra draft off the front pack. 27 is going to be coming right up on the 04 of Mark Mann, and I think they're going to choose to stay single file for a while as they try to run some of the laps down, probably before anybody wants to really make a serious move. Don't think they want to take that outside line. Save up all the fuel they can, let the guys ahead of them push that air out the way, and try to get themselves out ahead at the end, as the 9 of Will Weber is a little loosey-goosey out there in the corner. Manages to save it. He's trying to find his way back to single file, or might just be right on that outside line again, KR.
Well, Weber did set the fastest lap of the race just 1 lap ago. He is getting up on the wheel, and then he got a little bit loose, able to hold on to it. As he tucks in behind the 28 of Jimmy Reynolds. Jimmy Reynolds is a lap down. Will Weber making the move to the outside. He's the only one in that outside lane for the moment. The 63, Logan Helton. Thought he was going to poke his nose out for a moment. The 4 of Rick Seabrands, all of them staying tucked in single file. The 82 of Dan Harrington going a lap down. The first car 1 lap down. That is the 00 of Rob Connors. We saw Rob Connors crashing with the 30 of Denver Lee Turgson. And now that has cost Rob a shot at being in the draft pack in a lap. Last car on the lead lap. Well, that is the 11 of Robert Lacavera. He finds himself. Yeah, you gotta do the hand thing. Robert Lacavera. Almost like your Dracula. He's in 16th spot. And the last car on the lead lap. James Mayer continuing to lead. Nobody's stepping out of line here. Rob, I think everyone's waiting to make a move at the last second. Who is going to make the move at the right time?
It's a tough one to call, KR. You got a couple good drivers out there, a couple smart drivers waiting for just the right opportunity to get up there. Got to save every bit of fuel they can for that possible green-white checkered, where every last ounce of fuel count. But it would be a little crazy to not see Josh Milam at some point try to start something here in the final laps of this race.
So with 9 laps to go, everyone knows what's on the line here. A long regular season, but OP racing history shows that a repeat winner is few and far between. So everyone wants to try and win at every chance they can get, because they know at least 1 win gives them a very good shot at making it into the playoffs. And I know what you're saying. A little bit early to be talking about that, but let me tell you, it is never too early to win a race. James Mayer in the 95 machine would love nothing more to come away with race number 2 victory trophies. Here we go. Now, 8 laps to go, and Rob, everyone should be good on fuel for this one.
Yes, they should. They should definitely, especially since they've been staying single file. Correction. Once again, English, rough language. But you can see the 9 of Will Weber and the, what is that? The 50 of
McCarrick.
McCarrick now taking to the outside. They're going to try to form their way up all the way to the top here. somehow getting some pretty good speed out of it, pretty good distance as they continue to go up. Lightning fast, apparently, out of the fourth turn into the tri-oval, as they are coming up on the top 5. What a draft they got.
Yeah, Will Weber in that 9, working with Sean McCarrick, making his way to 3rd spot, still gaining some ground. They are going to try and take this race lead away from the 95 of James Mayer. McCarrick pushing hard on the 9. I believe he's going to get him cleared. He does not drop down to the bottom just yet. He might be waiting for McCarrick to clear. McCarrick does get clear. Will Weber stays to the high side, and that is not going to do well for Weber as he lets Sean McCarrick take the inside away from him. And now the 9 of Will Weber, who made an outstanding charge to the front of the field, has nobody working with him, but he is hanging tough there in that outside lane.
Oh, that's tough. I don't know if that was on purpose or not, KR. I feel like he was probably trying to wait for the 50 to get clear, and maybe a little bit of miscommunication or something cost him going down with him, and that spot got closed pretty quick by the old 95 of James Mayer. So now we're going to have to see how it's going to play out for poor old Weber here, if he's going to stick to the outside or start to slowly fall back again. So far, it seems like he's doing all right, though.
Yeah, he's trying to hang tough in that outside lane. Nobody really stepping up there to work with him. They're going to get the 5 fingers in the air as they cross the start-finish line this time. 5 laps to go. Sean McCarrick not on the lead a lap. Even though he is in front of the leaders, he's still, I believe, 2 laps down. James Mayer.
I think he's 1 now.
Is he 1?
On the verge of 2, yeah. Unless I'm getting different reports here. I think he's now 1 because he got out ahead of everybody. So he is 1 lap down, on the verge of 2 should something crazy happen. And as I say that, it looks like the outside line has started to actually form up and pick up, because Will Weber's getting a line of cars behind him. They're ready to back him up, try to help send him to the front. Leading that little pack coming up to it is the 51 of Travis Elliott, followed by the 26, the 27, the 82, and the 3. So now we're starting to getting into the racing as we get to lap 91 underway here at Talladega's final few laps.
Go on board with Josh Milam as he is tucked in behind the 21 of Daniel Holloway. Will Weber in that 9 machine, looking like he is going to try and win this one. He's working that outside lane, been hanging tough out there, but everyone running a little bit closer now as they are trying to deal with keeping everyone pinched. They don't want anyone to have an inch of space. Try and force someone to lift and then make the pass that way. The 51 of Travis Elliott still in that 3rd lane. No one up there with him. Rick Seabrands now making the move. Doesn't fully commit, tucks back in, but Rick Seabrands looks like he maybe wants to try that 3rd lane, and he's going to follow behind the 51. Here comes Logan Helton in the 63. Those are 3 cars in that 3rd lane. Sean Stevens, a bit of a wiggle there down the back stretch in that middle line.
Oh, here we go, KR. This is it, what we've all been waiting for. 3 wide, final couple laps. Everybody giving it their all. Someone might have got a little loose or didn't feel like hanging up there with the 50. McCormick decided to hang back a little bit and get out of everybody's way, and I guess let all the lead lap guys race as the 51 and 26 have a little contact in the tri-oval. Rick Seabrands still following the 51 on the high side. Will Weber joining them. Still 3 wide, a couple car lengths back. Oh, 4 wide. Will Weber continues to fall back here. I'm not sure what happened with him.
Yeah, Weber shuffled up to the high side. He's going to lose a ton of ground. James Mayer, Hunter Reynolds now leading their respective lanes. Travis Elliott in the 51, all by himself in the 3rd lane. He's falling back here as this one is going to see the white flag this time around. James Mayer looking for his first win this season. Hunter Reynolds would like to get that win as well. One of these drivers is going to win it that you see on the lead lap as Will Weber is on pit road. So Weber maybe running it out of fuel. Here we go, final time around. James Mayer in the 95 being pushed hard by the 21 of Daniel Holloway. They work their way down the backstretch. Hunter Reynolds in the middle lane trying to make something happen. Rick Seabrand's, Logan Helton teammates all the way up to the top shelf. Will they have the run coming off of turn number 4 as James Mayer makes it off of turn number 4, and it looks like maybe nobody going to be able to challenge this 95. Daniel Holloway stays tucked in, and James Mayer going to win the race here tonight at Talladega.
What a finish, KR. That was absolutely fantastic on all their parts. Will Weber, unfortunately, running out of gas there, but they managed to get all the way to the white flag itself and bring it all the way around. Everybody getting to keep their cars into the next race. What a outstanding win by James Mayer, and kind of surprisingly not seeing Daniel Holloway try to maybe squeeze his way out there at the last little bit.
Will Weber, who had to make a pit stop, going to make his way across the start finish line, and I have a feeling that James Mayer ran out of fuel right at the start finish line. Here comes Dave Hunt, the final finisher on the lead lap in 15th spot. And Mayer is very slow, so while we wait for him, let's take a look at our results for this one. James Mayer, Daniel Holloway, Mark Mann, Bobby Johnson giving that 3 a good run. Hunter Reynolds, Josh Milam, Rick Seabrand, Sean Stevens, Dustin Barber, Logan Helton gonna make up your top 10. Travis Elliott, Alex Green, Will Weber, Les Levy, Dave Hunt, Rob Connors, Robert Lacovera, Tyler Miller in 18th spot. 19th going to Dan Harrington, Jimmy Reynolds 20th, Sean McCarrick 21st, Denver League Turkson 22nd, 23rd goes to Robert Dumendak, 24th David Booth, Casey Gilchrist 25th, 26th Ernie Williams, David Overstreet 27th, and 28th goes to Mark Vega. And our final few drivers, Aspen Belvin, Derek Conley, Cody Ober, and Randall Cobb rounding out this field. So a very close battle for the finish, and James Mayer running out of fuel at the end of this one, as Rick Seabrand is going to have to give him a push to the start finish line for this interview. How about that by James Mayer? I mean, you can't get any closer than that.
You really can, KR, and thank you, Rick Seabrand, for bringing him all the way back around so he could definitely get there to that start-finish line for us. Once again, showing the good sportsmanship that OP Superspeedway Series brings to the table when it comes to racing.
All right, so let's get this one kicked off, and let's talk to our race winner. That is the driver of the 95 machine, James Mayer. You pick up the race win. It seems like you ran out of fuel at the right time.
At the very last possible moment, I ran out. Can't say enough to my teammates. Definitely used 21's bumper there to push me around, save some fuel. So I owe him.
Well, you pick up race number 2 victory trophy. Solid effort. That 95 machine maybe played the strategy just right, as you did run out of fuel coming across the start finish line. But man, that 95 was sitting up front most of the night.
Yeah, that's the game plan. Last year we played a little safer, and it didn't work out for us at all. So this year I'm going to be more aggressive, try to stay up front. And total team effort. Don't tell Rick, but I stole his lucky horseshoe, and there it is. It paid off again.
Oh man, a great race out there tonight. A very outstanding finish for this 95. Any other shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give?
Of course, the guys at Alliance Motorsports. shout out to Robert Duvendak and his fuel mileage calculations. Of course, you know, I know he's on a different team this year, but he's the best at it and learn from the best. Of course, you guys up on the booth put on a good show, and everybody at OP for putting these on.
All right, that is the 95 James Mayer picking up the race win. Nice job out there tonight, man. What a solid effort. Now, let's move on to our driver who finished second place here tonight. That is Daniel Holloway. And Rob, I believe you caught up with him.
Yes, I have. Daniel Holloway, the number 2 man in tonight's race. How does it feel, and what did it take to get to this position tonight, Daniel?
Oh man, what a rough start, right? Not even on a green flag, and looped it around with a big checkup, and just needed that caution on that stage or before that, and just needed to work myself up with my teammates. And after that, it was a nice tough battle up on top there once I got up front.
Yeah, Daniel, I saw you up there most of the night going in and out of first and then top 5. It was a good race for you, obviously. What all have you guys done differently since you've gone to a new team this season to change around your luck a little bit, it seems?
Well, I mean, I've raced with Mark Man a lot, Rick Seabrant, the Yeti Man, you know, Jim for a couple seasons, and now new teammate Logan. So we've been communicating a lot, and main key right there is you know, talking to each other. And I tell you what, this last run here, it was all about saving fuel, and boy, as soon as we crossed that start finish line, I was out in turn 1 on that checkered.
That is what we saw. You guys seem to all get just enough tonight. Fuel strategy paid off to the T, Daniel. I want to get with you on who do you want to shout out tonight? Who do you want to thank for this this top 3, this second place in the podium?
I just want to say a heck of a job tonight for Team Alliance. 1, 2, 3 finish, and the other 2 top 10 finish. You know, shout out to that team. We're all working together. OP for this league. Cody, Eldridge. You know, it's a tough job up there in that race control, and all the admins and you guys. You know, turn 3 on this broadcast, and go back watch this race because love watching you guys.
But it was good watching you down there tonight, Daniel, and I hope you keep this steam you got going for you in the races to come. Congratulations on number 2.
Thank you. So far, I got a top 10 last week. Could have been a top 5, but also shout out to all the fans out there too that are watching. I know there's a lot of people rooting for Alliance and everybody, so just want to shout out to everyone.
All right, Daniel, we'll let you go ahead and celebrate your number 2 here, and good night.
Now it's time to move on to the driver in our 3rd place here tonight. Some of you know him as Mark Man. Some of you know him as the man in the Batmobile. But Mark, 3rd place finish here tonight. Solid effort. Walk us through this one.
Oh, I'll take it, man. After some adversity early, and got minimal stage points tonight, which I really needed. But right there at the end, it was you know, it was Jim or Holloway, but we decided it's got to be Jim because he had a rough season last year, and I wrecked him trying to push him to a win last year. So I was super happy. If he'd have ran out of gas there, I mean, I would have just tore his bumper off trying to push him across the line. I'm super stoked about a 3rd place.
Well, 3rd place is where you end up here tonight at Talladega, and a very quick race. We saw some crashes, some big ones. This 04 able to make it through quite a few of them. Tell us what you were seeing out there tonight.
You know, I thought it was good racing. The setup kind of felt a little bit weird. The iRacing setup, the cars were a little bit darty. So I know the lines looked a little bit squirrely tonight, but you know, there's a great group of drivers and everyone seemed to hold it together. Yeah, there was a little bit of calamity in front of me, and I had to use some get on the apron there to avoid some of it. But we had a little mishap on pit road. That was a little bit crazy. I was able to get through that, but the one where I got in the back of Rick, you know, that was just that was a big checkup in front of him. And at the end there, it was all about fuel strategy, and we're, you know, just lucky Alliance Motorsports was able to bring it home all in the top 10.
Well, man, a very solid effort by Alliance Motorsports as you finish 1, 2, and 3, and you bring home Rick Seabrands in 7th place. So, man, shout outs, thank yous you'd like to give?
Yeah, did you crack a beer for me tonight, or is that tradition over and that's why I finished 3rd?
I'm feeling called out right now.
Yikes.
I kind of felt it, man. I'm like, where's my juju?
I'm
I
sorry.
didn't feel that extra push.
We did crack it for Rick, though. So
okay, all right.
It was in the team.
He definitely needed it. And, you know, I want to thank Rick and Jim and Dan and the kid and Mara watching at home and all the fans and friends and, you know, OP, all the admins, you guys at Turn 3. I mean, this has been a fun start to the season. iRacing Superspeedway was a lot of fun. Daga's fun. Daytona's going to be fun. And then we kind of go into that cycle where we go to 08 and iRacing Superspeedway. And my thoughts are, you know, those are anybody's races. So I look forward to the season. I mean, 2 top 5s in the first two weeks. I'm pretty stoked.
All right, man. Well, solid effort here tonight, bringing it home in 3rd place. Nice job.
Thank you, bro.
All right, that is Mark Mann from Alliance Motorsports. The final step of the podium going to him. Rob, before we sign out, what are your final thoughts on tonight's race?
Tonight they put on a pretty good race, KR. That finish was really nice. Very well raced. Good job, everybody out there. Thank you, everybody, for coming out, watching us, and hanging out with us in the YouTube chat. Once again, KR, thanks for having me up here with you. And good job, guys. Tonight was a great one.
All right, so that is going to do it for us here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Thank you very much for joining me. Like Rob said, we appreciate everyone chiming in on the chat. We enjoy reading it, enjoy the interaction, and we hope to see you all next week as we head to Daytona. So until then, stay safe, and we'll see you next week.
Warning, the following stunts are performed by idiots or under the supervision of stupider idiots. If you attempt to reenact any of these idiotic stunts you will see, you will be left with idiotic scars. Enjoy.
Hi, I'm Alex Green. Welcome to OP Racing.